everybody and welcome to my 4K collection part 2. This is a video where I give you some insight into the 4K movies that I own in my collection, which ones are essential you have to pick up and which ones you can wait potentially for like a kind of a bargain kind of sale on Amazon. So let's continue on. We have is a really good starter pack is the Christopher Nolan 4K collection. This is a bit of a beast set, features all Christopher Nolan films up until Dunkirk. So you have the Dark Knight trilogy of Inception, you have Interstellar, The Prestige. A really good starter pack if you got a 4K player. All these films look really nice on the big TV for sure. Really nice, good 4K transfers. I think I've seen a couple of these on cinemas. I think the recent 10th anniversary edition of Inception was a 4K transfer. They look really nice on the big IMAX screen. These are a really good tester for your speakers as well. I don't have a big surround sound setup yet. I would love to at some point, but these do feature a lot of options for your surround sound in terms of the films. All the extras and previous editions are on the set as well. Obviously, I think more are going to be standouts than others. Yeah, the Christopher Nolan 4K, definitely worth getting. So next ones we have is Blade Runner the Final Cut on 4K and Blade Runner 2049 on the Steelbook Edition 4K HMV exclusive. So I'll talk about Blade Runner, the first one for a sec. Blade Runner Final Cut on 4K is a definite must own for sure, 100%. This looks incredible. For an 80s movie to look like a modern day film is extraordinary. Ridley Scott keeps going back to these films and keeps altering and messing with them. And the Final Cut was his last one, but getting the 4K transfer on this last cut was definitely a wise choice, being the fact he's done so much in terms of restoring the colours and the look of the film and giving new visual effects to the film, making it look a lot better, a lot sharper and visually striking. And these films are always a good looker kind of thing. You know, both films are really good visual, good looker films. And this one's definitely a good one to get for sure. It doesn't feature any extras really, apart from a commentary. That's about it. So if you got the other edition, which I do own as well, I own the Blade Runner 30th Anniversary Edition US import, which features all the cuts of the films, features all the extras, everything, the big documentary. Definitely keep hold of this edition if you've got it. I think you can get a 4K version of this edition with the 4K included, but it's very expensive. So I would say get that version if you can find it cheap. If you can't, get this for about £10. You can get it really cheap, this edition, especially in the US import, and just pick up the regular edition 4K on Blade Runner. Definitely a good one to get, an essential purchase if you love Blade Runner. Visually fantastic, looks amazing. The Final Cut Blu-ray Blade Runner. And Blade Runner 2049, I can't say too much about it, to be honest, because the film itself is amazing. I think it's arguably better than the first movie. Very visually amazing to look at. I'm speechless for words, I'm being honest. I'm going to show you the edition. This features the Blu-ray, the 3D and the 4K. This is an upgrade from the one I had previously, which I had the HMV exclusive, which is the kind of Blu-ray edition for it. Definitely worth getting for sure if you love Blade Runner, if you love really visually striking, visually gorgeous movies on the big screen on 4K. Definitely worth getting. These are the essential ones to pick up for sure. So Blade Runner 2049, an essential pickup if you love the film, if you love something that's going to test out your TV, test out the 4K experience. Definitely a good one to pick up for sure. Carrying on with more sci-fi movies now, we have is Star Trek Trilogy, the Kelvin timeline on 4K. I picked this up about a couple of months ago. I think this is an upgrade for my Blu-ray set. This features obviously the 4Ks and the Blu-rays. Star Trek, the new ones, I really like them. I think they're pretty fun. I really like the first two. Beyond is a bit questionable, but I do like it. It's fine. It's fine. There's things in the story that I think are just okay. But the first two I think are really fun, really good sci-fi action movies. Despite what you think of the films themselves, whether you like them or don't like them, visually these look fantastic in terms of what J.J. Abrams did for the movies. The first one is a proper 4K. Actually, the first two movies, from my research, are proper 4K transfers. Definitely a step up from the Blu-rays. The Blu-rays always look really fantastic as it is anyway, but the 4Ks just, I mean, look at it visually, look colours and all that stuff, look absolutely incredible on the TV. The Beyond is surprisingly a 4K upscale. It's not true 4K, but it looks pretty good still. Definitely better than the Blu-ray. So if you like all three movies and you want to get them on a nice transfer and you want to test out your TV, test out your 4K player, again, Star Trek, the 4K collection is definitely a good one to get for sure. Yeah, Star Trek 4K. Next up we have is Studio Canals, John Carpenter's Escape from New York on 4K. Another of that lineup. Mediacom did all of them recently, from The Fog, Prince of Darkness, They Live, which I previously did, now Escape from New York. I wouldn't say this is the best 4K ever kind of thing. This is not like one you need to own. I think the 4K and the Blu-ray itself does a really, really good job of giving as much depth and detail and color to the film itself, because the film is very dark. It's set during nighttime, so the 4K can only do so much in terms of boosting the actual look of the film, the colors of the film, because the film is very dark lit anyway, and it's very set at nighttime. So when the moments when they're set during, so there is specific moments where it looks absolutely incredible. The 4K and the new 4K transfer on the Blu-ray does look really, really good. It definitely is a lot better than the UK edition. It's about the same transfer from the Screen Factory. The 4K obviously is a little sharper, but not like, you know, mind-blowing. If you're expecting like a brand new, clean, no grain, phenomenal transfer, kind of like, you know, this like picture, like modern day kind of look, you're going to be disappointed, guys. Yeah, Escape from New York on 4K, only worth picking up if you're a huge fan of the film. If you've got the Studio Canal Blu-ray, stick with that. You're not going to miss out too much, if I'm being honest. Maze Runner on 4K. I picked this up at a really cheap price for £5 on Amazon. I wanted to get this film another go again. Put the film aside, the actual 4K itself is actually really nice, really crisp. It's a very good, visually well-made film, if I'm being honest. I think it's directed by a visual effects director, which it is, yes. He's done a lot of visual, like, you know, short films before this, so this is kind of like his kind of like time to shine in terms of a movie, and the film looks really incredible, looks really nice. This is the only way to get the uncut version on 4K as well. Previously in the UK, to get the uncut version with all the violence put back in was to get the HMV exclusive steelbook, but you can get the uncut version on the US Blu-ray. So I'm going to quickly show you here. So yeah, the Blu-ray itself is unfortunately 12, it's the cut version, and the 4K is the 15, which is all the violence put back in, which I don't know why they edited it. Maybe to make more money in the cinemas, possibly. This is one of the last kind of like book adaptations. You had that kind of craze like Harry Potter, Twilight. You had loads of movies coming out at the time, which were kind of doing books to kind of film adaptations, trilogies. This is the last ones that did it. Maze Runner is pretty fun. I need to give the trilogy another go. I need to pick up 2 and 3 at some point when I can. I find them at a cheap price. But yeah, Maze Runner on 4K. If you own the film, definitely worth picking up for the uncut version. And the 4K transfer is really nice, really crisp as well. Maze Runner. Dredd on 4K, US import, region free set. Definitely an essential purchase, must own if you love the film itself. If you do own the UK Blu-ray, which features the 3D kind of feature on it, it is way, way better than that. Unfortunately, the UK version we've had it's kind of a little bit contaminated. It kind of bleeds through in terms of the 3D kind of colours. It's very muddy, it's very messy in terms of the way the film looks on the Blu-ray. They kind of messed up, I think, massively. The actual 4K is a brand new scan of the film. It looks a lot sharper, a lot crispier. It gets rid of all those kind of messy colours from the 3D gimmicks and just gives you a brand new transfer. Dredd is a really kick-ass movie. If anyone has not watched Dredd, honestly, go out and purchase it, especially the 4K version. And one of the best things about the 4K edition for Dredd, not only do you get a brand new scan, you get all the extras from the US import editions, which is great. We never had any of that stuff in the UK. We missed out on a lot of it. So this is a really nice edition. Definitely worth a pick up for sure. If you got a 4K, if you love the film, Dredd on 4K. And the last two for today, guys, we have is The Shining on 4K and Doctor Sleep on 4K, the US edition. I'll talk about The Shining first. So The Shining on 4K is a definite must-own if you love the film. It features the extended cut, which I was a little bit worried about originally, so that's, thank God. HMV exclusive Blu-ray does feature the extended cut. Originally, that edition was never available in the UK. It was only like a US exclusive, you know, different cut of the film. All those extra scenes I think really helps the film a lot more. It gives a bit more insight into the characters and that kind of mindset, and I think it really helps give it an extra stake of the film, which is great. The Shining, what can I say? Masterpiece, fantastic movie. Just a really awesome psychological thriller, really intense movie, lots going on, lots of big ideas. But one of the few 4K horror films I do own in my collection. There isn't many, to be honest. There isn't many that I want that are available. So this is one that is a must own if you love the film. Features the extended cut. The 4K is fantastic, looks really good, especially during the snow scenes towards the end. Again, 80s, 90s movies always looking to look better on 4K. Yeah, The Shining on 4K is a must-own for sure if you love the film. Lots of extras on this one as well. Features all the extras from the original editions. Really nice edition as well. We'll pick it up. So yeah, The Shining on 4K, definitely worth owning. Next up, Doctor Sleep on 4K. This is a criminally underrated film. This did not do very well in the box office. I think this is a really fantastic sequel, definitely worthy being a sequel to The Shining, one of the best sequels I've ever seen in terms of, same with Blade Runner 2049. Just down to opinion based, I guess. I think this offered a lot in terms of being true to the book materials, being true to Stephen King, and being true to Stanley Kubrick's version of The Shining. This kind of pleased everybody, and it's from the guy who did the Haunted of Hill House series. He did a really good job. The director's cut on this edition, I think, is a much better version of the cut. I think it adds an extra half an hour, if I believe correctly, and reorders some of the scenes and gives it kind of like a chapter, like book type feel. I think it's a lot stronger. Unfortunately, the director's cut is only available on the Blu-ray, and the theatrical is only available on the 4K. I got this edition before he released in the UK because I think it was a month difference. So I just wanted to get the film. The 4K is definitely fantastic. Looks really nice. The Blu-ray itself looks really nice as well. I think it's just down to which version you prefer. I like this for completion's sake. It's nice to have it. Admittedly, I will watch the director's cut Blu-ray over the 4K disc, being the fact it's theatrical only. But there is times where I would like to see certain scenes, or maybe watch that version again on the 4K, just kind of see what it looks like. If you own the director's cut on Blu-ray already, just stick with that version. Only get the 4K edition if you want the theatrical on the 4K disc. And there you go, guys. Thanks for watching part 2 of my 4K collection. Part 4 on the way soon. Please comment down below if you want a bit more insight into any of these editions, want a bit more information to help you, potentially if you want to purchase a 4K Blu-ray, or if you want me to do a 4K kind of Blu-ray review of any of these editions, let me know. Until next time, guys, this is Amphlett Reviews, signing off.